Now we're gonna do the outro. You want to do the outro? Can you be happy enough to do the outro? Hey, finally we can film this video. I have been trying to get it set up for like 10 minutes now. So before we start, I just want to say two things. First thing is I have Melody with me and she is kind of cranky right now. So you might hear some babbling in this video and you might also hear or see her being fed. So we're gonna excuse that, and if she is fed during this video, you might also see her spit up. We're just gonna leave it as is, okay? Today, I thought it would be interesting or useful to talk about tummy time, and specifically tummy time for 3 to 4 months, since that is what I have here. We are going to start with the why and what is tummy time. If you are a new mom and you clicked on this video, hi, my name is Malaysia and this is my 4-month-old daughter Melody, my pride and joy. And when I first became a mom, I knew nothing about tummy time. I knew nothing about, you know, the first food, solids, things like that. And I just thought, why not film my first mom experience to help other first-time moms? So whether you are following along with me and our babies are the same age, your baby's a little younger, your baby's not born yet, or your baby's a little older, I still think that you can get some use out of my videos. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. I think it's right here. It might be right here. And we'll get started with this video. So what is tummy time? Tummy time is basically when you have your baby, you start placing them on their stomach so they can get used to lifting their head up, lifting their chest up, and building their core muscles. This is mainly talked about in the newborn stage, but I still find that it's very useful, especially once your baby is a little bit older. Once you hit that 3 to 4 month age, that's not technically newborn, it's still useful to do tummy time. So the tummy time, I'm sorry, I have my notes right here, but I'm just going to go our journey with tummy time, and then, or where we're at with tummy time right now, and then get into the tips and tricks that I have. So first, I'm going to say when Melody was born, she preferred her stomach than she did her back. So she preferred to lay on her stomach, to sleep on her stomach. She just preferred her stomach, and this already helped build up her core muscles and for the amount of time she can spend doing tummy time. She doesn't really have trouble holding her head up so much as she does having trouble like laying on the hard floors, because she's always been on something soft. So mainly that's what I'm working on with her, is being able to be on the hard floor, because I want to get her used to the floors for when she's crawling, when she's just sitting down playing. She won't always be on a bed. Let's just get into how I like to keep her occupied during tummy time, or how you can keep your baby occupied during tummy time, and just some different options. First, we have interactive mats. Now, Melody didn't get a play mat until on January 20th is when I got Melody her interactive play mat, and I'm actually glad that I waited a little bit, because when I got her the play mat, she wasn't exactly interactive with it the first couple days. She kind of had to get used to it, and I don't think that if I had have got her the play mat beforehand, that she would have liked it as much as she does now, because she just wasn't at an age where, you know, she was reaching to play with toys or anything. So it kind of would have just been laying her on the mat. But if you like to go ahead and buy everything early, or you want to put it on your registry so someone can get it for you, I will link the mat that I bought her down below. I believe it was like $29 on Amazon, and it can work for male or female in my opinion, and it's just really cute. It has a little piano, and it came with a lot of toys that you can take off, and she enjoys playing with the toys separately as well. I definitely recommend getting an interactive mat. It can keep them occupied while you are doing anything. If you're like washing the dishes and they're like right there on the mat, doing tummy time, they can play with the piano while they are on their tummy, and if you have them on their backs, they can play with the toys. They can actually play with the toys while they are on their tummy as well, because you can move the toy rack, so that will be very helpful for your baby. The next thing that I recommend is to get them in front of a window. Melody personally likes to look outside. She enjoys being outside a lot when she can be. It's kind of cold right now, so it is kind of cold right now, so I would definitely say just get them in front of the window for right now, just so they can get used to looking outside and seeing the light. This can also help them with, you know, recognizing daytime and nighttime. It can help them, you know, just getting their eyes used to the sunlight, because when we do take Melody out in public, especially the first few months, because she was mainly indoors for a majority of the time, she was having a lot of trouble with the sunlight. Her eyes were very sensitive, so I just recommend getting them in front of a window. It can preoccupy them while they are doing their tummy time, and if your baby is preoccupied while they're doing tummy time, they won't really realize how much they hate tummy time. So a mirror. Babies like to look at themselves in the mirror. They like to look at you in the mirror. They like to look at other things in the mirror. So if you can have a mirror, I know they sell like very cheap floor length or person length mirrors at Walmart. You can get a mirror for like $15 to $20 at Walmart, and just lay it sideways on the floor, kind of like tape it up or something, so that way you can make sure it's not going to fall on them, and your baby will thoroughly enjoy looking at themselves in the mirror while they're doing tummy time. You might even hear them babbling, talking to themselves, and just overall enjoying themselves. I definitely recommend this. This is actually one that I haven't done with Melody yet, but I have seen it before, that babies love looking in the mirrors. I mean, she's looked in a mirror. She just hasn't done it while doing tummy time. But since I'm mentioning it, I might as well look into it, right? The next thing that I have is to get some interactive toys. I will put a couple on the screen and try to link them down in the description box as well. But something that can really help your baby start to enjoy tummy time is being able to play with interactive toys. Now, interactive toys can also help your baby if you are trying to get them into the stage of preparing to crawl, because they will have to, you know, you can roll the toy, they can go and get it, or get them to reaching for things. They can reach for toys. Just play with them with interactive toys. It'll make them more fun. Read books to them during this time. That will also help to engage them. And all of these things, the interactive mats, getting them in front of the window, interactive toys, get them outside if it's warm. Unfortunately, in Melody's case, she was a late fall baby, so she hasn't been able to get outside, lay in the grass, or just enjoy the heat, because there hasn't been any. There's been snow and rain and freezing cold, and she just hasn't been able to just get outside and enjoy it for fun. But if your baby is going to be born in a time where it is sunny outside, or if you're in a if you're in a warmer area, I highly suggest trying to do some tummy time outside. Get like a outside mat, lay your baby in the grass on the mat, and just let them be able to play with the grass, feel the sun on them, and hear the birds, all the different sounds. That will definitely occupy them while they are doing tummy time. And all of these things are things that will help tire your baby out, so that way when it's time for nap, they take a very nice. Okay, so now I want to get into some tips for new or first time moms, and these are things that I learned going through tummy time since Mel has been a newborn. First is to start small. Now, I say this because babies, especially new babies, tend to not like tummy time. They don't like really being on their stomachs, especially if they're not used to it. Luckily for me, Mel enjoyed being on her stomach, probably because she spent a lot of nights sleeping on top of me on her stomach. But if your baby is not used to that and, you know, they've been sleeping on their backs, they've been held like, you know, like this, not on their, you know, not really on their stomach a lot, then I definitely recommend you start small, anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. If you have a fairly new baby, I would say you need like start with 2 to 3 minutes and try doing that throughout the day just to get them used to it, but definitely build up. So right now at 4 months, it is recommended that your baby does at least 20 to 30 minutes of tummy time a day. Of course, you can do more if your baby loves tummy time, but minimally, that's what they recommend. Melody does a lot more tummy time than is needed, I feel. What I'm really trying to work with her on is enjoying being on her back, because I find that she doesn't really enjoy being on her back that much. What can you do? I also will say have patience, because it can be a kind of irritating process, because tummy time and back time play is when your baby will have a majority of independent time. So if your baby doesn't really like tummy time or back play or independent time, it can be a little bit irritating, because that is the time, other than when they are asleep, that you will be getting everything done. So just relax, be patient, get them used to it, play with them, get down there with them. That can also help them to warm up to tummy time or back play. If you are down there with them on your tummy, showing them that it's okay, you know, it's okay, mommy's down here, she can get on her tummy, mommy enjoys being on her tummy. That will help them as well. I know Mel personally likes it when I am down there with her while she's doing tummy time, because she likes to look at my face, she likes to see different facial expressions, she likes to just play with my hands, pull on my hair. Start early. Start as early as possible. I understand waiting a couple days, a week even, when you first bring your baby home, before you're just like putting them on the floor to do tummy time, but if you are a brand new mom who has like a week old, younger, 2 weeks old baby, having them on your chest, like lay back, have them on your chest, is also tummy time and can also help them build their core muscles. I mean, you're probably doing it anyway, so you already started. That's amazing. Another tip that I have is to try doing tummy time 20 to 30 minutes after they have eaten, but before they are too tired. I say this because Melody tends to throw up a lot. Not a lot, but she tends to throw up majority of the time after she's been on her stomach a lot. So I try to make sure she doesn't go on her stomach immediately after eating, because I don't want her, you know, pressing on her tummy once it's all full, just making the food come back up, and then I have to rewash the mat like I do today, because I did it and I just rewashed her mat last night. Now I have to wash it again because she puked all over it. And you know, so just try to feed them like 20 to 30 minutes after they eat. Another tip, if you see your baby is very interactive, or if you know a time when your baby is very interactive, use that time to put them doing tummy time. Because if your baby's happy, they're playing, they're interactive, they're talking, they might notice less that they're doing something that they hate. Okay? The next thing I want to say is what the doctors, or at least my doctor, says that your baby should be doing at 4 months during tummy time, because you only have to do tummy time till about 6 to 7 months. Because once your baby can roll over or sit up on their own, you don't really have to do tummy time anymore, because they'll do it themselves. What she says that you want to look for is your baby keeping their head lifted at a 90-degree angle and keeping their head up. So you want to kind of look for making sure your baby's head isn't like, you want to make sure that they're keeping their head up and not really, you know, bobbling it, you know, like you're or falling or anything like that. You want to make sure that they're able to just hold their head up steady, like that. Mama, You want to be looking for them to bring their chest up off the floor, and you want to make sure that they can bring their chest up off the floor and lift their head, moves their neck, like making sure they can track toys, they can turn their head to look at you, see where you're going, things like that. And again, all of this can be tracked if you use an interactive mat, or if you use interactive toys, read books, use a mirror, get down there with your baby and just have fun with them. You can make sure that they are able to do all of these things very easily. The last tip that I highly suggest for any moms, whether you're a new mom, whether this is your 5th baby, 4th baby, 2nd baby, any mom, is to film your baby doing tummy time. Especially film them doing anything, accomplishing, because you're gonna want to look back, especially when you're having those tired nights, when you're just feeling a little irritated because you haven't had any time to spend by yourself. Your baby isn't doing nap time like she should. She's having a crying fit. She's been crying for hours. Just have these moments to look back on and enjoy watching. And that's it. So, alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys. Bye guys.